Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Diaries channel. There's been a strange silence amidst the hustle and bustle of the Korean entertainment world lately. It's not about comebacks, solo albums, or variety shows, but about two names that have long made the hearts of millions beat faster. Jimin and Jungkook. Jikook, two names that, when put together, are not just a duo from BTS, but a symbol of chemistry, togetherness, and a story that seems to walk the line between reality and imagination. But recently, a question has been shaking the fandom. Is this the end of Jikook? Did Jungkook end it? Was it cancelled? Or is this just another illusion? Since BTS decided to focus on their solo activities, each member has indeed seemed to be going their own way. But unlike the other members, the dynamic between Jimin and Jungkook seems to have a much more personal feel. Many fans have noticed a change in their interactions. There were no more meaningful glances, no more small jokes that made the fandom scream, no more accidental lives showing them in the same room. And all of this left one question echoing in the hearts of fans. What happened to Jikook? Some blamed Jungkook. They said he was the one who pulled away. He was the one who started building a wall between the two of them. Others accused Jungkook's decision to appear more independent, with a mature and bold image, as a sign that he was trying to break free from the shadow of the relationship that had long been associated with him and Jimin. But was that really the case? Did Jungkook really want to end it all? Or was he trying to protect something that could no longer be shown to the public? Fans who have followed their journey for a long time know that Jimin and Jungkook's relationship was never simple. They started as young trainees, sharing a room, sharing dreams, and growing together under incredible pressure. They had rivalries, they had secretly drifted apart, but they always came back together in ways that words can't explain. There was something in the way they looked at each other, the way they understood each other without even speaking. But in a world that demands image perfection and complete control over the narrative, genuine feelings can seem like a mistake. When rumors of a breakup began to spread, many fans searched for small clues from gestures, songs, Instagram posts, to cryptic comments on Weverse. Jungkook, who is now often seen with a calm but distant expression, became the center of speculation. Some said he was deliberately removing himself to protect his privacy. Others believed he had moved on, both personally and professionally. But whatever the theory, Jimin remained a figure in Jungkook's shadow. Interestingly, when Jimin released his solo music, many fans felt that his lyrics seemed to speak to someone about loss, longing, and the difficult relationships that are difficult to maintain amidst the pressures of the world. Meanwhile, Jungkook, through his songs filled with freedom and new energy, seemed to want to assert that he was free. But that is precisely where the biggest contradiction emerged. Every time he spoke about freedom, it was as if another side of him was still looking backward to the person who had always been by his side. Is it really Jikook's end? Or is this just a break, a kind of protection from too much scrutiny? The Korean entertainment world isn't an easy place for personal relationships to develop openly, especially if they spark controversy. It's possible that the two are now going through a phase where they need to keep their distance, not because they no longer feel for each other, but because they know the world won't stop judging. However, fandom is an extraordinary thing. They can read every subtle gesture, every fleeting smile, every half-hearted word. Many Jikook fans refuse to believe it's over. They say it's impossible for something so real, so visible for years, to suddenly disappear. They believe that if there is distance, it's simply part of the journey, not the end of the story. But rumors of Jikook being cancelled are indeed circulating widely. One theory is that the agency wants to erase Jikook's narrative from the public sphere. All their interactions are being censored, old videos are slowly disappearing, and gestures that once seemed spontaneous now feel stifled. Some fans even say there's been a major effort to cover up a history that's already too long. But is it possible that something that so many people have experienced could truly be erased so easily?
원래 앞에 나와서 그냥 한번 웃고 이렇게 해달라고 하셨어요. 근데 사실 아무것도 안 하고 그냥 혼자 나와서 민망해서 이렇게 하기가.
Interestingly, amidst all this, Jungkook once said in an interview that he was tired of labels and people's interpretations of his every move. A sentence that may be simple, but it feels like a hidden message. It's as if he's saying that the world is too harsh in its judgment, too quick to conclude. He just wants to be himself, without having to understand the expectations of a fandom that sometimes blurs the line between imagination and reality. Meanwhile, Jimin appears with a softer, more reflective side. In every appearance, he still carries an aura of nostalgia that's hard to describe. When he smiles, there's a familiar warmth, but also a faint sadness. It's as if he's guarding something fragile, a memory that still swirls between music, the stage, and time. Jikook isn't just two names linked by fandom. They are two individuals whose stories have grown alongside BTS's own journey. They were once symbols of true closeness beneath the glittering illusions of the entertainment world. And now, when people ask, is this the end? The explanation might be unconvincing, because how can something so real truly end? Perhaps this isn't the end, but rather a transformation. Jikook may no longer be seen in public, but that doesn't mean the connection is gone. Like many real-life stories, love and closeness can linger even in silence. They don't always need to be seen to be felt. There's one thing that's always been a hallmark of Jimin and Jungkook's relationship: emotional honesty. They may not speak openly, but whenever they're in the same room, there's an energy that can't be faked. Whether it's a brief, faint smile, or the way they maintain distance but remain perfectly in sync in their movements, it's not a coincidence, it's a connection. So, was Jungkook the one who ended things? Maybe not. Maybe he's just learning to maintain boundaries. Maybe he's trying to understand himself, while still holding on to memories he can't fully let go of. The world is only watching from the outside, but they're both living inside the story and only they know the truth. Ironically, even though rumors of lies or false claims continue to emerge, that's precisely what makes Jikook even more alive. Because every time people try to deny it, more and more little things reinforce fans' belief that the connection is still there. Like two stars seemingly drifting apart in the night sky, yet still bound by an invisible gravity. In the end, perhaps it's not about whether they're still together, not about whether it's real or not, but about the journey they've shared, about how they've grown, learned, supported each other, and remained an essential part of each other, even without having to say it. And for fans, this story will never truly be cancelled, because what they love isn't just the romance that may have existed behind the scenes, but also the energy, care, and honesty that Jimin and Jungkook have always shown to the world. So when someone asks, is it over because of Jungkook? Perhaps the simple explanation is, nothing is over. This story has simply changed form, calmer, more mature, but still eternal in the hearts of those who once believed. Because as Jimin said in one of his messages, things don't end, they just take a new beginning. And maybe, behind all the rumors, silence, and question marks, Jikook is still walking not in front of the camera, but in a space where only the two of them know where his steps are going. So, before you conclude that this is the end, true stories never truly end. Sometimes they just change form, waiting for the right time to shine again. Thank you for watching and stay loyal to Jikook Diaries. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the latest updates about Jimin and Jungkook. Because in this world full of rumors and distractions, we still believe that some relationships are just too good to truly end.